Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today it's time for another plant of the week. We're doing herbs this year, and it's another one of my favorite herbs. Now, I say favorite all the time. Every video, every week, I say this is my favorite herb, this is my favorite plant, but the truth is they're all my favorites. But this one has a special place in my heart, and I don't know if too many people, especially here in the state of Utah, I don't know if too many people have heard of it. And it's called Prunella vulgaris, or self-heal. Now, just a little backstory. I started my gardening journey in Southern California, and back in, I think it was 1992, my ex-husband, who I wasn't married to yet, asked me where I would like to live if I were to ever marry him. Now, that was a hint of what was coming up, but I kind of thought about it, and I told him it didn't matter as long as we had good weather all year around, we could grow things easily, and it wasn't right in the middle of Los Angeles, because he was living in Los Angeles County at that time. Well, unbeknownst to me, he went out and bought a house. I would have liked to have been able to have a say in the house that he did buy. He asked me to marry him shortly after that. We got married, moved into the house, and it was a fixer-upper. It was built in 1967. And nobody had ever done any renovations on it. There was no irrigation. The yard was a disaster. But that was my introduction into gardening. I decided I wanted the yard to look nice, and I went around and looked at what there was existing without a lot of irrigation, and actually started watering everything. And lo and behold, in the lawn was the first thing to revive in the middle of this desert landscape that had no water. Once I started watering it. But lo and behold, this little plant started appearing in the lawn. And I looked it up and asked people what it was. This was back before the internet, so, well, we had the internet, but this was back before the internet was really easy to use. And it turned out I had self-heal in my lawn, and I felt so proud of myself, because here I was, a brand new gardener, and something that was medicinal, that was an important herb, was surviving, and I didn't do much of anything except for water it. Well, it was always in my lawn from that point forward. I made sure that it was always in my lawn. And then I moved to Utah, and I didn't know if you could grow it here because it really liked the part shade, the moist soil, and I didn't think I had a lot of areas in Utah to grow it well. So last year, I think it was, I decided to try it. So I took some seed, I started it in pots indoors, and had a really difficult time. I couldn't get any to sprout. So then I took the seed that was left over and scattered it everywhere I could think of in my landscape just to see where it would grow. And it grew in one spot. And I want to show you where it grew, and then we'll talk a little bit more about self-heal. So the first year, last year, when I scattered it around, nothing appeared. But early this spring, we started to get plants pop up. And it was only in this area. Now, this is on the east side of my house. We're right next to the lawn, and we get a little bit of overspray. You can see where the overspray of the lawn happens, because that's the only spot where things are growing. And things like mint and lime balm and self-heal are growing in these areas. So it's a moist area. It's in part shade, and it's just this gorgeous plant. It really, really seems to like this area. It's really taken off. The flowers are really, really cute. Let's see if we can get this in focus again. Okay, the flowers are really cute. There we go, they're in focus now. Got some seed heads going. And to propagate this plant, I did a little more research once I figured out I was having a hard time getting it to grow here. You can start seeds in pots, but you have to vernalize them. You have to stick them in the refrigerator for at least 30 days. And that's the reason that these started growing the year after I scattered them on the ground, is because they went through the winter time and vernalized, which means they got cold, and then they were able to sprout. You can also take divisions, and they grow easily from divisions. They also are supposed to self-seed really well. So I'm actually going to let these seeds develop, the seed pods develop. I'm not going to cut them off, and see if we can reseed it in different areas in the yard, because I think it is such a cute little plant. I love the little purple flowers. I love the green leaves. It doesn't get much taller than this. This is about 18 inches tall. Once you cut back the flower heads, it's down to about 10 inches tall. And here's a smaller one over here. So self-heal is a medicinal plant, and I'm not going to go over any medicinal uses because I'm not a doctor and I'm not an herbologist and I don't want to give out false information. So it's a really good plant medicinally speaking, but it's not useful in cooking. It's not a plant where you can use it in cooking. But it is an herb, so we are featuring it on our Plant of the Week Herb Edition. Now I would love to hear if you're in Utah or any of the colder areas and have grown self-heal. It is hardy to zone 3. And it is said that it can grow in full sun. I have not seen it grow in full sun, even in Southern California. But if you've been able to grow it in full sun, I'd love to hear where you're located. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.